Tensions escalating. This week, North Korea threatened to, quote, turn the U.S. to ashes as President Trump slams the country as a menace and teams up with China.
As far as North Korea is concerned, we are in very good shape. We're building our military rapidly. A lot of things have happened over the last short period of time. I have great respect for the president of China. I actually told him, I said, you'll make a much better deal on trade if you get rid of this menace or do something about the menace of North Korea, because that's what it is. It's a menace right now.
But what is it like on the inside? Michael Malice has been there and is the author of Dear Reader, the unauthorized biography of Kim Jong-il. So you were there a few years back, and you managed to get some pictures, and we're going to show some of the photos here. You were inside a bookstore in North Korea. What did you learn just from being inside a store like that about the regime?
Sure. When you're in the bookstores, you see that the only books that are there are written by or about Kim Jong-il or his father, Kim Il-sung. There's one book about the Nelson Mandela of North Korea, someone who was kept captive in the South for a few decades. But these are the only people who exist in their mythology. Regular human beings don't matter. The only human beings that matter are the leaders.
So no selection, just books about the leader and books written by the leader.
Correct.
Wow. And you were in a computer lab as well. Do they have the internet? Probably not in North Korea.
Well, they have the intranet, and that's only for very localized people to have access to that. Most people in the country don't even have electricity.
Really?
But yeah, but increasingly they are getting like memory sticks from the South and from China, and they're kind of finding out what's going on in the rest of the world.
Do they get beaten with the sticks afterwards? I mean, it's not funny, but I mean, it's just so tragic. And you were in a hospital. How's the health care in a place like North Korea?
Well, during the 90s when the famine hit, Kim Jong-il refused to have UN send aid, so they saw the return of things like polio. So the medical care is absolutely abysmal there, and they boast correctly that people donate, like doctors donate their skin for skin grafts, and that this is a big communist country and people donate parts of their own body to help their countrymen.
Oh my God, that's horrible.
Yeah.
When you were inside the hospital, I mean, are there computer systems there, like EKG monitors? Is that even?
They had this like sunbeds, which apparently I don't know what that's a treatment for, and there was someone there, you know, for display purposes only. And there were computers in the hall, but the computers weren't even plugged in. We could see the wires on the floor. And you'd walk into the labs, and people are kind of looking at their microscopes, and you know it's fake because if you're working and a group of people come in, you're just going to glance up, you know.
So computers not plugged in a hospital, are those props for you?
Correct. So whenever you go to North Korea, you're given a guided tour of the nation. However, everything in North Korea has something wrong with it. There's a crack in every wall, there's a stain everywhere. So even though they're trying to present the idea that everything's fine and dandy, you can't help but notice the subtext of decay.
So everything's decaying and they can't afford to maintain it. Is that the deal because they don't have enough money?
Correct. The money's going toward the military and it's going towards keeping the regime in power.
And what was your interaction with the people like? Did you engage with them, and what did they say or do to you?
So what I did as a good, obnoxious New Yorker, whenever I saw anyone in the street, I got in their face and waved because I knew their reaction would be sincere. They wouldn't be able to kind of put on a show. And what people need to understand is they're extremely, air quotes, normal people. You have grandmas doting over their grandkids, teenage girls giggled when you waved at them, and you had the teenage boys kind of be thuggish and not refuse eye contact back. So they're trying to have a human life in the most inhumane country on earth.
Some people claim that when you engage with regular people in North Korea, they're actors. Is that what you found?
That's absolutely false. Pyongyang is the capital city, and to live in Pyongyang, your family has to have a high sungbun or credit score, which means you're loyal to the regime. So they know what the deal is, and they don't have to be told to be actors. We saw, you know, little kid elementary school classes outside in the parks, and all the kids were looking over their shoulders at us, you know, genuinely curious. These weren't child actors.
That's interesting. Tell me about the propaganda. When you go and you look at the newspaper over there, what does it say in the front page of a paper on a daily basis?
Yeah, when you fly Air Koryo, which is the world's only one-star airline, they would give you the newspaper, but it would be like from 3 years old. But it doesn't matter because the headline is always "The great leader Kim Il-sung is the eternal leader of our people." Page 2, you know, Kim Jong-il saves the factory day after day after day. So this monotony is a kind of subtle form of brainwashing to keep people caring only about the leaders and only caring about their own country.
Oh, that is the saddest thing I've ever heard. I mean, that's real fake news.
Yeah,
we make
yes.
jokes about fake news here, but that's real fake news, and it's deadly.
And they're taught that the U.S. imperialists, how they refer to us, we started the Korean War. So when refugees learned that it was actually the great leader Kim Il-sung who launched an attack on the South, it's been described as analogous to you or I discovering that FDR had bombed the Japanese at Pearl Harbor.
Wow. All right, well, very brave to go there, and thanks for coming back with those pictures. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Jesse.
The failing New York Times takes on the Patriots' visit to the Trump White House and gets burned.
Over every boy and every girl. Closing time. One last call for